Okay, this is Cooper from Ray Olson Family Financial Planning again. And wow, would you look at that? I am back on this snapshot view. I know I've showed you a lot within the snapshot view so far, but there's still a lot to come. And so what I want to focus on today is actually this "what are you afraid of" tool over here on the left side. And I don't know if you remember, but last time we spoke, I actually focused on this play zone section. And I've referenced this whole category over here as a sandbox that we can go and play in. And when I was talking about the "what are you afraid of" section, I said, these are actually factors that you cannot control. And so if I click on here, it will bring me to a whole new page. And this is where we can take a look at those factors that we cannot control and some concerns that may be arising as your plan and your life develops. And what's scary about these things are that they can't, like, you can't do anything to prevent them. And so they could come out of left field, and a lot of us want to be prepared for anything. And so with the whole coronavirus going on right now and the market volatility, a lot of people have been taking a look at their risk profile and being like, huh, maybe I don't want to take as much risk as I thought I did. And so a good way of looking at this is actually to go into this section and look at this Great Recession loss. And so what the market did is it went down 35% in the span of 21 days. So if it took a look at this and say, okay, what if my portfolio went down 35%? What would that do to my probability of success? And it runs the Monte Carlo simulation. And if you remember, we categorize goals into needs, wants, and wishes. And so what this will do is say, okay, well, if we sustain a 35% loss in the market and in our portfolio, we're still have an 85% chance to fund all of our needs. If we were to move over to needs and wants, then we're still at 76%. So we're still in the confidence zone. And then finally, once we get to needs, wants, and wishes, then we finally get just barely out of that confidence zone. But it's still, when you hear a 35% loss, you think, man, that's a tough thing to overcome. But what this is showing is, in reality, that's how markets work. Sure, we're not going to experience bear markets like a 35% decline very often. Typically, it happens once every 7 years. But what's ingenious about this software and this Monte Carlo simulation is it actually factors in instances like this. And so it sequences all of these thousands of returns. And in those sequences, I can guarantee you that there are some losses like this. And so that's why we use this. That's why we stay away from using averaged returns, because they can be misleading. Now, really quickly, you can create a doomsday type scenario because you can actually lock these factors. So if I were to go and say, okay, I'm going to lock this, and then I'm going to say, okay, well, what if I also experience low returns? So after this bear market decline of 35%, what if I also only experience a return that's 2% less than what's anticipated in this plan? What would that happen to my probability of success? And so as you can see, it reduces that probability considerably because it's also accounting for this locked figure of the Great Recession loss. And so what we encourage clients to do is, yes, this is awesome to take a look at and see if there are any concerns that need to be addressed, but please just do not create those doomsday scenarios and lock a bunch of factors and then get scared. This is more so a way to look at one particular instance, or maybe two at the most. You're not going to experience all of these at the same time. So, like I said, these are things that you can't control, and I know that these things can be scary, but what I hope this can show you is that we can actually, with the right plan in place, we can overcome things like this. So if you have any concerns, feel free to jump right into this and play around and see how you are sitting with your concerns. And so I hope that was helpful, and I appreciate all of you, and I will see you next time.